Racquetball is a game of speed, endurance, and angles. You gotta think fast, move faster, and know your angles. Let's begin by making a few points.
Points that merge to form a line. Part of a line with one endpoint forms a ray. Two rays from one endpoint open to make an angle. These angles, if you look carefully, can be found everywhere.
No matter where you look, it's plain to see. Nature is full of angles. So what's your favorite angle?
A clock has angles too. As time flies by, the hands of a clock open to create increasingly larger angles. When these angles are less than 90 degrees, we call them acute. If the angle is exactly 90 degrees, we call it a right angle. An angle between 90 degrees and 180 degrees is labeled an obtuse angle. And if the angle is exactly 180 degrees, it's a straight angle. Any angle more than 180 degrees is a reflex angle.
All angles are measured in degrees, but there are all sorts of ways to measure them. Long ago, sailors used this device, called a sextant, to navigate on the high seas. Now, the sextant is still used today to locate the latitude of a place on Earth. In the northern hemisphere, you measure the angle between the North Star and the horizon. Sextants can locate longitude by measuring the angle between stars or between a star and the horizon. My pirate friend here has a few angles, and his angles are of special interest to his orthodontist. Orthodontists study relationships among the jaw, teeth, and face. Key positions and proportions are measured with rulers and protractors. These measurements are then used to plan and monitor orthodontic treatment and to evaluate the great results. The human body's range of motion can be measured using this device. It's called a goniometer. These measurements tell us how flexible we are. Most people can extend from the elbow about 180 degrees. Measure this. Without straining, most people can move their heads from side to side about 90 degrees. And the human head can comfortably tilt about 60 degrees. But not everyone shares these same limitations in movement. Some people can manipulate the angles of their bodies in amazing ways. Angles are the basis of all movement in the martial arts. Ray Silverstrand is a 5th-degree black belt in karate and a 3rd-degree black belt in judo. Let's watch as he demonstrates the 8 directions of movement in karate.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Athletes in other sports also understand the concept of peak performance angles. Because the human body performs best at certain angles, makers of furniture, homes, workspaces, even cars pay close attention to angle in design. Everything in here is designed with performance and comfort in mind. While the interior stresses comfort, the exterior is designed for efficiency and good looks. Sometimes we barely notice the angles around us. Other times it's nearly impossible to miss them. The size of an angle can make a big difference to Christina Tate. Christina, you knew about slope before math class, huh?
Yeah, I encounter slopes every day, and on a Saturday I might encounter 10 slopes. I like the ones that are longer so that they're not as steep.
And who's this over here?
This is Reebok.
And what does Reebok do?
She can pull, and eventually, after she gets strong enough from pulling, she can hopefully pull up a ramp.
What do you prefer, going up or down a slope?
I prefer going down because down you don't have to put any effort into it. You just kind of fun going down.
If we're talking about ramps, we're really talking about steepness or slope. The slope of a line measures the change in vertical distance compared with the change in horizontal distance between 2 points on a line. A slope has a certain angle that goes along with it. And while steep slopes make for difficult movement upward, they're very efficient when headed down. Slopes can be fun, but they must be practical too. Some slopes need to be small and gradual, and other slopes need to be large and steep. We don't just find angles and slope beneath our feet, but they're over our heads too. It's fun to see angles and things you never noticed before.